good. Very, very good. Alright. So hey everybody. Welcome back to the second broadcast of today. I am going to be reading to you guys about the 4th generation. Currently the strongest generation right now in MVP is the 7th gen. But the one generation that held that title for the longest was 4th gen. They held it for like a good 6 years or some shit like that. So this was the very last generation I had as second captain. Hold on, gotta change. Yeah, so this is the very last generation I had as second captain, and I'm gonna read it to you guys.
Team deathmatch.
You guys have an idea? What the hell? There we go. So here we go. In the year 2014, Blackmacheesemo was second captain for his second year in MVP. So he had to set new goals for himself and his last generation.
Can't confirm.
The goals Cheesemo wanted was for his last generation to surpass the previous 3 gens. Also, he wanted his last gen to master all the strategies from each generation that made them great. Cheesemo's only issue was finding at least one member to start training. Now before I continue, DPN Gaming, the 5th cap spot is vacated because he decided to join another clan and he wasn't really a good leader. He was a great player, but sometimes in MVP to be a good captain, you got to be both a good leader and a good player. So the same issue that Damien had in his run as captain, where it was hard for him to find people and stuff like that to join, because this is sort of similar. But I didn't quit, I didn't leave, I didn't didn't know what to do and stuff like that. So try to make a comparison in your own mind, and I'm gonna continue reading. Alright, so during January of 2014, Blackmacheesemo was excited on his journey ahead, so he invited WWE to his party and went online to win several TDM matches. The map we ended up on was Raid, and both Marine partners were destroying the enemy forces. Cheesemo rushed left side near spawn. Once in their spawn, he killed 4 people from behind, then went to the money room, hopping out of the window, killing 2 more kids near the stairwell. After they were dead, Cheesemo kept circulating around all the enemy forces, dropping Stealth Chopper, Escort, Drone, and Warhawk. Furthermore, once Cheesemo's air support was out, the other team had no hope of winning, plus WWE only got 19 kills, while Cheesemo had 37 kills and 5 deaths. In this era, the founder of MVP had evolutionized himself into the strongest MVP captain of that era, which is why he was capable of dropping the 3 strongest air supports in the game. Also, Cheesemo came up with a training method more advanced than regular Cheesemo training, which is 9 bots on veteran. The training Cheesemo developed was called Cheesemo Ultra Training, which is 9 bots on veteran versus Cheesemo to 1,000 kills on every map in the game. Therefore, in order for Cheesemo's 4th gen to become the strongest generation in MVP history, hello soul. I'm just reading right now an old generation. Right now it's 9th gen, so I'm reading a chapter about one of my last generations when I was captain. So I hope you enjoy. I don't know how long it's going to be. Maybe it's going to be like 30 minutes. But let me keep going. He himself... Okay, so I got to restart. Therefore, in order for Cheesemo's 4th gen to become the strongest generation in MVP history, he himself would have to become even faster and stronger than ever before. The second captain had to beat the bots 1,000 and least than 30 kills in order to have completed Ultra Training. So the first map he played on was Nuketown on BO2. During the match, Cheesemo was struggling to hold his own against the 9 veteran bots rushing. So he tried 2nd gen strat, but still no dice because the bot's accuracy was 100% on point. Once Blackmacheesemo got to 100 kills, he was completely exhausted and hit his limit. Also, an hour had passed, but he only dropped his full air support twice. The whole point of this training was to allow Cheesemo to drop Stealth Chopper, Escort Drone, and Warhog every minute of the match, to the point where it was easy. Furthermore, throughout the Ultra training, Cheesemo developed a strategy on Nuketown to drop his streaks consistently after having 500 kills. The strategy was shooting 6 enemies while holding down the entire household, then doing second gen strat, camping upstairs, shooting out the window. So he kept getting his 3 air support, combining first, second, and third gen strats at the same time, and by combining the 3 gen strats created 4th gen strategy. Therefore, the second cap defeated the bots 1,000 to 250, which disappointed Cheese because he failed the training, but since he fought for 3 hours against those bots, made him smile. So after 1 month, Cheesemo mastered Ultra Cheesemo training on Nuketown, beating the bots 1,000 to 48. But his next challenge was completing Ultra Cheesemo training on every map in BO2. For those who don't know what BO2 means, it's Black Ops 2. If you don't know what that means, that's weird. Okay, so he accomplished even that task after 2 months. So on April 1st, 2014, the founder of MVP could drop air support on any map twice in one game in less than 1 minute and 40 seconds. Where am I? Also, Cheesemo's accuracy time was faster than the 9 veteran bots, so the second he saw a person, they'll be killed instantly. Furthermore, with his headset, Cheesemo could determine where his opponents were in a 1v1, in 1v1s, and especially online in TDM. Also, the split second someone shoots their gun, Cheese would look at the mini-map and quickly take down the enemy. In between the months of April and May, MVP's 3rd gen returned to the battlefield, alongside Cheesemo and WWE. Once partied together, we easily beat tons of online competition like no tomorrow, but sadly nobody was joining MVP, and Cheesemo was getting frustrated. Several months later, Hiram, the strongest member of 2nd generation, returned and invited Cheesemo to his party. Then they went online in TDM on the map Studio, where we whooped ass and took names. Once the match started, Cheesemo climbed the barn house, killing 2 people. Then he threw a Semtex into their spawn while rushing into their house. Cheese went upstairs, but nobody was there, so he jumped down, killing 2 more people, saving Hiram. Afterwards, he flanked far left, circling the barn because the spawn flipped, killing 3 people in the spawn, which he got counter UAV. Cheesemo called in his streaks continued to push trailer side, killing 2 people with his Type 25 with ED tech sight and suppressor. Then took down a light machine gunner long range with a pistol. And for those who are interested about, because you see how I'm talking about when I was on I forgot the map that I was playing on. What map was this? The Black Ops 2 map, in between the months of April, blah 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 blah. Oh, Studio. So yeah, if you guys want to see this match that I'm talking about, it's in you gotta go to the playlist second, I think it's called Second Cap Era, and it's either the first or the very last video, and you see me on Studio. So if you're interested in seeing that match, I already have it on the channel. So there we go. Let me continue. So where was I? ED tech sight, took down a gunner. Okay, during the beginning of the match, Cheesemo had both Stealth Chopper and Escort Drone, which made a few players rage quit. In the middle of the match, Cheesemo had 29 kills, no deaths, and dropped his air support again after getting killed once near the ending of the match. Their entire team left except 1 girl. Therefore, we beat them 75 to 29. The girl left. Cheesemo had 41 kills, 1 death, and Hiram had 11 kills, 6 deaths. Then Cheesemo was wondering where Brandon was, but he quit COD for a while. In November of 2014, Cheesemo bought Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, but since his internet was terrible, he was going negative. After a week, Cheesemo hated Advanced Warfare 100%, and no matter how hard Cheese trained, he couldn't understand the jumping bullshit, which was destroying his pride. So on November 12th, Cheesemo partnered up with Hiram on Advanced Warfare to receive training advice, but still Cheesemo was struggling to play. Blackmacheesemo said, "Justin, I'm the 2nd captain of MVP. I shouldn't be going negative whatsoever, bro." Hiram said, "Yeah, this game takes a while to get used to, bro, but you'll get the hang of it eventually." Therefore, they both went online in S&D where we met Trevor Smith on the opposite team. He was with some kid that was his clan leader at the time. During the same day, Trevor wanted to join MVP and told Blackmacheesemo, I have BO2, but I'm not really good. That's why I've been playing Advanced Warfare, but as seen, I'm not really good at this game either. Blackmacheesemo stated, it's okay, kid. I'll teach you everything I know. First we'll work on sniping till you beat me. Then I'll teach you rushing patterns on every map. So, Trevor, your Cheesemo training starts tomorrow. The next day, Cheesemo was signed online in a custom game waiting for Trevor to sign on and join his party. Once Trev signed online, he joined Cheesemo's party. Then the second cap stated, welcome to Cheesemo training, kid. Since I don't know how good you are, we're going to have a 1v1 in both snipers and any gun. So, which one you want to do first? Trevor said, can we do snipers first, Cheesemo, because I'm terrible with any guns. Therefore, the match began, and Blackmacheesemo wasn't holding back. The second cap played at 1000% of his best, using his spawn trapping methods, wall banging both the orange and blue barrage. Trevor had no idea how to kill Cheesemo, so he fought like a true MVP member, using determination as his only strategy. Furthermore, Cheese dropped Stealth Chopper, Escort Drone, and Warhog, which ended the match 30 kills to 4, with the final kill cam being Cheesemo. After the match, Trevor said, told you, I'm not good at BO2, but you're really good, Cheese. Cheesemo stated, thank you, but you're very good yourself, Trevor Smith. I was playing at 1000% because the first cap, my mentor, taught me never to go easy on my opponents. Also, while we were playing, I noticed you didn't have a strategy, an understanding of the spawn, the correct gun setup, or even average accuracy timing. Plus, you don't even look at the mini-map once I shoot at you. So, let's do any gun, and I'll know exactly the level of your strength. Trevor didn't realize what he was lacking till Cheesemo told him, so he made his class setups, and the match began. The second cap used his strongest class setup, a Reflect Sight Suppressor on Type... Reflect Sight Suppressor on the Type 25. The secondary was the B23R. His perks were Lightweight, Hardwire, and Extreme Condition. In the beginning of the match, the founder of MVP dropped a counter UAV within 2 minutes. Trevor couldn't see, so he tried rushing blindly, which Cheese easily dropped Stealth Chopper and Escort Drone. Trevor decided to camp inside the houses, but Cheesemo was expecting him to do that and continued killing Trevor within a split second. During the middle of the match, Trev killed Cheese once, but wasn't enough because Cheesemo called it his second wave of air support, which made the match end 30-3. Cheesemo stated, you got heart, kid. Most people I faced would have quitted by now, but not you. Also, you remind me of myself in the first cap. Trevor said, thanks, Cheesemo. Then the second cap took Trev to theater, showing him the first cap's videos and his own, which inspired his student to train hard to pass the both of us one day. Several weeks later, Cheese decided to take Trev online to S&D, where we met It's Your Choice and his friend. They sent Cheese a friend request, and we partied up. Once partied up, we won several S&D matches until Choice got bored and wanted to 2v2. During the match, Cheesemo was struggling to kill them both, so he nicknamed them Thunder and Lightning. But sadly, Trev was going negative, and Cheesemo knew Trev wasn't ready for a clan war yet. After Cheesemo's defeat due to a terrible internet, he was motivated to take Trevor's training to the next level. So Cheesemo said, we'll 1v1 in snipers with radar off for 1 week, and the next week with it on to you. This way, I could keep you at 100% for months on end. In late November, Cheesemo was playing TDM on Nuketown, where he encountered Royal to Loyal. During the entire match, Cheesemo dropped his air support and killed Royal to Loyal the whole game. Once the match was over, Royal to Loyal sent Cheesemo a friend request and stated, you're really fast at shooting, dog. The second captain said, thanks, Loyal, you're pretty good yourself. And Royal joined MVP, and Cheesemo knew this strong ally will become even stronger now in the fam. Royal to Loyal joined. Since Royal to Loyal joined, it was a matter of time before Cheese found more MVP members. So during early December, both Royal to Loyal and Cheesemo encountered another outstanding player. The COD player we met was Young Prince. He was on the opposite team on MVP on Slums with 35 plus kills. Also, he was killing both Cheesemo and Road to Low, dropping Orbital in the process. Therefore, the match ended with Cheesemo with 39 kills, 9 deaths. Road to Low had 23 kills, 4 deaths, and Young Prince asked Royal if he could join MVP. Road to Low told Prince that's up to Cheese, but I'll ask Doc. So Cheesemo said to Royal to Loyal that MVP is open to everyone. Once Young Prince joined, 4th generation was nearly completed, so Cheesemo's goal was almost accomplished. During late December, the second cap invited Trevor, Royal to Loyal, Young Prince, and WWE to a party. Once gathered, we played on the map Turbine. On the map, we joined our team. Our team was losing by 20 kills, and Cheesemo encountered Pam. The second Pam saw MVP, he started to get excited. Pam stated, "Yo, you guys are so cool. Like, can I join MVP?" At first, the second cap thought he was joking, but Pam was being serious. So Cheesemo said, "Sure, you can join MVP. It's open for everyone that has determination to win." Then we came back thanks to Cheesemo's air support and won the game. Cool. In the year 2015, still the decade. Oh, decade. Why do I say decade? I don't know. I think I say decade because it sounds cooler. Okay, so in the year of the 4th generation, WWE returned and was congratulating Cheesemo on the 4th gen's development. Also, both Marine partners noticed tons of new members joining between the months of January and February, like Super Pig, Shorty Angel, Little C, Gamer 17233, Royal Diamond, Sajid, and Breezy. In April, Blackmacheesemo had completed the 4th gen, so he made a party with WWE, Road to Low, Trev, Super Pig, and they headed online for TDM action. The map they were on was Hijack, where the 4th gen made history, trying to beat the 1st gen's record of 75-9. So Cheesemo stated, "Guys, if we beat them again 75 kills and make them lesser than 9, I'll proclaim 4th gen the strongest gen in MVP history." Therefore, Cheesemo dropped Stealth Chopper, Escort Drone, Warhawk 2 times that game. Super Pig dropped Hunter Killer UAV. Road to Low dropped Lodestar and Orbital. Furthermore, Trev dropped Counter UAV, Lightning Strike, and Stealth, but couldn't call it in because airspace was full. WWE just assisted with UAV, beating the other team 75-5. Once the match finished, Cheesemo was crying because the 1st gen, his era, was the strongest for 4 years of MVP. Also, he would never imagine that in his member days of 1st gen, along with his lieutenant run, destroying clans after clans, setting the record of 75-9, would ever be broken. So for the founder of MVP to have eventually become captain, continuing Edward's legacy, to then complete the 3rd and 4th gen to the point where Cheesemo's 4th gen beat Edward's 1st gen's record, felt awesome! Still awesome to this day. The next day, Cheesemo sent Road to Low an important message stating he had to get online right now. So Road to Low's real name is Nathan, hopped on Black Ops 2. Once in the second cast party, Cheesemo stated, "Listen, Road to Low, the reason why I told you to hop on BO2 was because I want to promote you to the 1st lieutenant of MVP's 4th generation. Also, I want to say the road ahead isn't easy, but becoming a lieutenant means you're the future of MVP. Furthermore, you're being promoted because you're an outstanding leader that can one day succeed me. You've completed Cheesemo training and can now drop danger streaks while I'm in the same lobby." Now I'm going to stop there for a second. Now, when I say that to Road to Low, I meant like during my captain run, almost every captain has to show off, right? And in my captain run, I made sure no member was ever above me in BO2 in lobbies. Like, these guys were great individually, but when they're in my lobby, they do not drop high streaks. So the fact that Royal was able to drop high streaks like 3 Lodestars and shit like that on that hijack game, I was like, yeah, this guy's ready. So here we go. Let me continue. Road to Low was crying and told Cheesemo, "Thanks, Cheese, for your advice and support making me a better COD player." The second cap said, "That's my duty as captain. But by being the 1st lieutenant means that you have a 95% possibility of winning the 3rd captain tournament. The reason why is because Edward was 1st lieutenant, then he became 1st cap. Also, I was 1st lieutenant, the 1st gen, and now I'm the 2nd captain of MVP. Therefore, the 4th generation... What? Therefore, since you're 1st lieutenant now of 4th gen, I'm counting on you to continue the legacy of the previous 2 captains of MVP." So I put a lot of weight on Road to Low's shoulders. Road to Low said, "Thanks, Cheesemo. I won't let the both of you down, and I'll give the tournament 100%. Then we went online, whooped ass. 2 days later, Cheesemo messaged Super Hype, aka Trevor Smith, and told him it was important he joined my party alone. Once Trev joined, Cheesemo said, listen Trev, when you joined MVP, you weren't good at BO2 at all, but you had this determination that reminded me of the first cap and myself. During the 3 months of difficult Cheesemo training and Ultra Cheesemo training 1v1ing with snipers, you eventually beat me and became the best sniper in MVP. Also, if I'm not mistaken, you've been undefeated for a whole year in 1v1s with your sniper class.
Enemy spy plane inbound.
Furthermore, you're the first MVP member in history to drop Stealth, Escort, Drone, and Warhog and SND, which is unbelievable. And you also were on High Drive where 4th Gen became the strongest gen in MVP history. What I'm trying to say is, I'm promoting you to the 2nd Lieutenant of MVP's 4th Gen because you become an outstanding player that I always knew you were. Trev was crying and told Cheesemo, thanks Cheese, so much. I love MVP, and if it wasn't for you, I would have quit Call of Duty. Cheesemo stated, I'm really proud of you, Trev. Now, being a lieutenant, you've become the future of MVP. So this upcoming 3rd Captain tournament, give it your best, okay? Therefore, went online, won several games before signing offline. Next week, Cheesemo invited Royal Diamond to his party, stating it was important. Cap said, Royal Diamond, you were brought in MVP by the 1st Lieutenant Road to Loyal. Since your debut, you've been always trying to improve in MVP with both Cheesemo training and 1v1 and your individual training on all the maps in the game. Also, you're one of the most focused and hardworking MVP members I've ever seen, to the point where you brought Suicidal into the family. Furthermore, after completing Cheesemo training, you became an outstanding player that rivals me at the top of the game lobbies now. So I'm promoting you to the 3rd Lieutenant of MVP's 4th generation. Royal Diamond said, thanks Cheesemo. I love MVP and I appreciate what you've done for me. Cheesemo said, that's my duty as captain. But remember now that you are... But remember, you're now the future of MVP, so don't get cocky and let your guard down in the 3rd Captain tournament. Ugh. Therefore, a week later, Cheesemo promoted Defend My Honor to 4th Lieutenant, 4th Gen, nicknamed him Fusion. Defend is also the 4th Lieutenant of 2nd Gen, by the way. He got promoted to 2nd Lieutenant of 4th Gen, I think, in 2017, I'm pretty sure. So, also, he promoted Super Pig to 6th Lieutenant of MVP's 4th Gen, because he was there when 4th Gen became the strongest gen in MVP history. So after a week, all lieutenants were in TDM getting ready to make these kids go negative when Young Prince put his emblem as lieutenant. The second he did that, Cheesemo was about to snap. Then the other lieutenants were like, is Prince a co-leader like us? Cheesemo took the second to think of Prince and what he had done in MVP. While thinking, Riker, aka Bleeding, who came to mind. The founder of MVP remembered Riker's determination and how young Prince was his reincarnation, so he promoted Prince to the 5th Lieutenant of MVP's 4th generation. Later that night, Cheesemo realized that from the 6 he promoted, plus WWE makes 7 lieutenants, so he went back to Black Ops 1, where he met Head Smasher that wanted to join MVP. Head Smasher messaged Cheesemo after his loss in S&D on Hotel, stating, dude, you're so fucking good at the game, plus like, you went 20 kills and 1 death. So can I join MVP? Cheesemo said, thanks kid, and for sure you can join MVP, but since you joined this year, you'll be in the 4th generation, bro. In late August, Cheesemo was preparing for his college exams while training Suicidal on Nuketown 2025 and sniping. During our 1v1, he was proving to me that he's the most determined member in history. Blackmacheesemo, what? Because he 1v1 Royal Diamond and Hardpoint, lost. 1v1 the undefeated sniper and MVP Trevor Smith, lost. And lost to me 4 times in sniping for 2 straight hours. The cool thing about Suicidal is that he doesn't quit no matter what, because his response to me was one more time. Therefore, Suicidal 1v1 the 2nd cap till 2 a.m. in the morning, and our series ended up in a draw because I think it was like 8-8 or some shit like that. Blackmacheesemo was exhausted, laying on the floor, saying to Suicidal, listen kid, I haven't 1v1 someone this long since the 1st cap and Trevor. Plus, your will to win reminds me of myself, so As a show of respect, I'm promoting you to the 8th Lieutenant of MVP's 4th generation, which means you can now participate in the 3rd Captain Tournament. Suicide said, thank you, Cheesemo. Yes! Thank you, you're the best! Then we went online, and Suicide was the first member of 62 at the time to hit the Cheesemo on a final kill cam, which is a dolphin dive. Overall, the 2nd captain had accomplished his dream of making the strongest gen in MVP history, trained his last gen individually to the point where they had no weaknesses, and promoted 8 members to lieutenant, so that they could fight each other for the 3rd captain of MVP. But Road to Loyal overcame all odds and continued the legacy of a 1st lieutenant winning the big one. Furthermore, he's currently leading the 5th anniversary generation on PS4 and PS3, which he'd promote 5 members of that era to lieutenants. So, my final statements, I guess. 4th generation was a great year. I trained them just like me in every way, mind and body and soul. Like, I made these guys cocky. It was the cockiest generation in MVP history, so you can understand that they all had an ego. Not a crazy, super crazy ego. I think Diamond took that from me the most. So of all my kids, Diamond was Cheesemo Jr., I can't lie. It's crazy that he acted that way as a lieutenant, but it's just his competitive nature. Yeah, you know, it's for him to stay confident, and I always told these guys to always try to get in your opponent's head, and that's something that they took and they used for generations to come later on. Overall, all these great players became great assets to MVP and really helped expand the fam. So I can't even hate on them for that. Everybody puts in work in MVP. It's not just the captain. Everybody really puts in a lot of hard work. But the reason why I love 4th gen so much, despite being on Black Ops 2, let me end this match. The reason I liked 4th gen so much was because they were just like me. You know, I trained them exactly like me, and they were really badass. Like when we went online, it was like, you know, we didn't even have to tell I didn't have to tell these guys what to do, where to go, what to do. It was literally like a race to see who would get the most kills. So 4th gen was a hard gen to build. I really had to grind. I was online every day, but it was hard for me to find somebody. Because you see, I was so pissed because 3rd gen, my 1st gen, I brought in a lot of people from my high school. Like first, 2nd, and 3rd gen, literally every crazy COD player in my grade was in MVP. And like, I don't know, like once it got to 4th gen, I couldn't like just get anybody I randomly knew because they were already in the fam. So this was the era where I had to find people that weren't in MVP, who were literally from the US or from Australia or just online in general. So it was extremely challenging, extremely frustrating. But I never quit. I kept training, I kept grinding, and it's always when you find that first member, it really pops it off. So if you guys want to know what happened with 5th gen, just go in the playlist and look at the MVP book, or I think it's called MVP book Our Legacy, and you'll hear everything that happened in 5th gen and everything that happened in 6th gen, like a little trilogy back to back. So I'm not gonna do 1st gen today. I'll probably do it maybe a few months later or something like that, or even 2nd and 3rd gen. But I just want you guys to know of all the dedication. Like, MVP isn't just a clan. It's been going on 12 years, and there's a lot of history here. That's why I made a book. Alright, there's a lot of history, and there's a lot of great people that did a lot of great things that I wanted the world to know. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and maybe I'm gonna see if I can get a clip for you guys today online. So This is Cheesemo signing out. And always remember, MVP for the win. Let's go.